Hello guys, it's Super GT here once again with some more iRacing action. This is my second race in iRacing, once again in the Mazda MX-5s around the Summit Point Raceway in the United States. So just building up the revs here as the red lights go, and we're going to turn to green now, and off the line we go. We qualified 4th, but the guy in second there did disappear on the grid, so technically I was 3rd there. Going around the first turn, I'm going to look around the outside, but not really in an attempt to overtake, just to try and get around the corner safely, and we do that quite nicely, building the gap to 4th already. So making the most of this breakaway group, just trying to get away for now. Might as well be consistent and safe rather than push too much. Just try and build that gap to the guys behind. I thought I'd bring you this race. It was a very, very good race. It sort of had everything, a little bit of everything in this race, and you'll see why in a moment. So initial stages here, it's a 25-minute race as it was in the previous video, so we've got plenty of time to get to the front. The guy is only a couple of meters away, so there's no point in being too aggressive too early, and it looks like the guy in 4th has actually lost quite a lot of time already in this initial stage, which isn't good for him. But of course, again, as I say, that time factor can work against me. He can use his time to try and catch up with me eventually. And we're going to move forward here to lap number 3. I've got a little bit closer to the guy in front. Now coming through the flat out right kink here, I've got a little bit on the edge here. Perhaps that was because of the aerodynamics of being right behind the other guy. And in my attempt to get on back onto the track too quickly, I actually lose control. So I lose maybe 5 seconds there and go down to 5th position, losing 2 positions. So by no means disastrous. We've still got a lot of time to repair that. So moving forward to lap number 6, we've caught up with 3rd and 4th here. So 3rd is the guy in the orange car just ahead, and we have 4th just in front of us. So it took me a couple of laps to catch back up with these two guys. I think I am quicker than them on overall pace. Coming through the right-hander, you see they're having to steer the other way, as I got a little bit of oversteer. So very tricky corner to get right. The car does want to go very light on you through that turn. Having to be extremely careful not to make a repeat of my mistake on lap number 3. Now I'm going to get a good run here on the guy in 4th. We'll have a look up the inside, and he's given me the room, and I'm going to go up the inside nicely to claim 4th. And actually you can see their 2nd isn't too far ahead of us at this current stage. So we're going to come into the middle section here. So we are building up speed as we approach a flat out right-hander. Well, it can be taken flat out, but I wasn't quite taking it flat out. So then coming into the hairpin, I'm going to get on the brakes nice and early, and the guy behind me is going to go into the back of me. I didn't think I was especially early, perhaps maybe a tiny bit, but he should have braked a little bit earlier than he did. Going into the back of me, I'm going to lose another couple of seconds, so I'm going to have to do all that work once again that I did just a moment ago to try and catch them up. So it's a repeat of the situation at the end of lap 3. I'm going to have to build up my speed once again to close the gap to 3rd and 4th. So eventually I did, and this is the situation here. We are on lap number 8. The orange car was actually overtaken, so he went down to 4th. So it's my turn to try and get past him as well. It's coming through the first turn, going up to gear 3. Again, you don't want to accelerate too early through there. The car can go a little bit unsettled if you do start gear shifting whilst turning too early. So coming through the right hand kink here into the hairpin, go on the brakes nice and late actually, blipping the throttle on the way in, and we actually close in on the orange guy in 4th through the right hander. He's actually got a little bit of a mistake there, and you can see here I closed the gap once again. So I really am putting him under pressure right now. We are 15 minutes away from the end of the race, 10 minutes into the race. The guy in the white car is going to go ever so wide. He's going to cut back across the track, and they're going to collect each other, and I'm just about going to avoid him in a very close incident there. We're going to watch that again in slow motion. Look how close that was. So close to catastrophe. Luckily I just about managed to avoid that. So I'm in 3rd position now, about 6 seconds behind 2nd, which seems like a lot, but again we have got about 15 minutes left, so plenty of time to try and reel him in. and this is the situation at the end of lap number 10 with 13 minutes left to go. That was the leader there in the blue car. He's had some sort of error. It didn't look like there was another car with him, so perhaps it was an error on his own. I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but I'm through into second position now. So the original leader is now in third, and the guy who was in second has now been promoted up into the lead. I was slowly gaining on him, and this is the situation at the end of lap number 13. We've caught up with a couple of back markers. The guy with the yellow backed car is the guy in the lead. That's the guy we are trying to hunt down. And this is always the very interesting phase of the race. And look at that. We have got some smack talking in iRacing. I thought I'd escaped all of that when I bought this game, but clearly not. It's clearly quite pervasive in this game too. We've got a very interesting situation around here. The guy stopped in the middle of the track. Luckily managed to go past him. Now this back marker here isn't going to make it completely easy for me as we approach the flat out right hand kink. Doesn't look like he wants to let me pass. And he's going to devise a new strategy here of floating everywhere, not making it very easy for me at all. I am so close to losing complete control of the car there. That was a very new strategy in defence that I have not seen employed many times before. But it's actually successful because I was not able to get past him. Quite annoyingly though, because he is a back marker. He should ideally let me past. But again, I think you get a blue flag with a yellow stripe down it. I don't know if you have to let the leaders through. I don't know if that is the rule in this game, but it would make sense just to do it anyway. But I do eventually get past at the end of lap number 14. We've got less than 10 minutes left, and this is brewing up very nicely now as we are behind the leader by less than a second as we cross the line to start lap number 15. We have got 9 minutes left, so we can bide our time here for a while. We don't have to rush things at this current moment. 9 laps or so. The laps are just over a minute long, so this will be either 8 or 9 laps to the end from here. Just going to keep it consistent to make sure that I don't make a mistake like he did. Almost did make a very big mistake actually. Very close to losing control there. I actually did get another warning. I've got 7 warnings out of 17. So for those of you who don't know, you get a total maximum of warnings there. If you make a collision or a heavy collision with someone else, you get 4 points. If you go off the track, you get 1. If you lose control, you get 2. And the total is 17 before you get kicked out. So we're going to move forward to lap 16. Only 7 minutes left to go now. I did actually make inroads into the leader. I'm very close behind him now. I'm into the final turn. He can certainly see me in his mirrors right now, and he's actually going to drive very wide, go into the gravel on the exit. That slows him down, and I'm going to go into the lead, and I can pull across back into the normal racing line. I've taken the lead here in this Mazda MX-5 race with 6 or so minutes left to go. We've got a slow moving car here. He's not going to make it easy for me, but just about leave a car width on the inside for me to go through. The guy in second goes through as well quite nicely. So the battle is certainly still on. Me and this guy have been fairly even throughout this whole race, and in qualifying and in practice. So we're going to move forward here to lap 18. 4.5 minutes left to go. So he's brewing up very nicely. Coming through the first turn. Going to make a bit of an error on the upshift there and almost lose control of the car. So I'm going to have to back out of that one completely and lose a lot of momentum. He's going to come around my outside, thinking about defending into this turn, but there's no point really. He's going to end in tears if I try to prevent him from passing there. So I just backed out of it, let him go into the lead. We can still fight this one to the very end. Still got about 4 laps or so left. I do think though that when I'm the one behind, I am able to put a lot more pressure on him than what he did when he was the one behind me. So as you can see here, I'm able to follow him very closely. And when I was the one in the lead, he wasn't doing that so much. So looking into the final turn, gaining this slipstream as we approach the final turn. Not the best place to overtake, not on the way in. It's quite a fast entry and not a big braking zone. But I get a better exit than him. So I'm going to get a good run. He's going to move across ever so slightly. I back out the throttle. Wasn't sure what he was going to do. I've got more than half a car width alongside. Park it on the apex so he can't do a cut back. And I'm back into the lead with 3 minutes left to go. This is going to be a nail-biting finish. We've been changing positions every lap or so here, and this is one of the back markers telling us to pass on the left. Now that is how you should be a back marker. Just let us go on the straights, nice and easy for everyone, and that actually will technically boost your safety rating by not having any sort of collisions. So through the final turn, as we go across the line here, 9 seconds left, as you can see at the top right of that little graphic, or 5 seconds left. We crossed the start line there with 9 seconds to go, but that doesn't mean there's 9 seconds to go. It means you must now complete this lap. And I make a bit of an error going into the first turn with my gear shift. I actually go up a gear rather than down, so that brings the guy in second back into the race. So as we come into the hairpin sections here on the brakes, you can see that he's going to close up massively in my mirror. He's right on my tail now, but all I can do here, keep calm, keep patient, park it on the apex. He can't get past if I do that, and accelerate away quite nicely. Back him up on the apex there, then accelerate away at my own pace so that he can't really do much about that. Coming through the final kink here as we go onto the back straight. One more corner left to do, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get a decent enough run as we approach the final turn. Just got to take this turn nice and cleanly, and I've won my second race. So into the apex quite nicely on the exit, and I'm going to win this race as we cross the line in a moment here. So that was a really pleasing race in the end. It had everything. It had battling, it had mistakes, it had defensive driving, it had attacking driving, it had collisions, good ones and bad ones. It had, well, it really did have a bit of everything, and that is why I love iRacing already. I've barely played it, but it really is a very good game from my experience so far. Those are the results there, and that is going to be the end of this video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. I hope you can follow me with my iRacing career as I improve and go up the ranks, and I hope you can like this video if you did like it, subscribe if you want to see more of the same, and I shall see you next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.